Hi, my name is Terry Lee, and today we're going to make an an accordion type spine to hold a booklet together. Now, the original tutorial I saw was by Ephemera, and the kit that she used was by SS Digital Studios, and it was this little Christmas book, this little book. Okay, and this is the original kit. It just comes with these little pages, okay? And then it comes with this is the spine. And you're looking at it and you're going, how is that the spine? Well, I'm going to show you how it works. I'm going to use something different because I don't need a little second Christmas booklet. No offense. I love my Christmas booklet. But I'm going to be using these papers by Victoria Designs, and they're from a kit called Life Notes, and it is absolutely huge. And just so you know, this is the table of contents. You get what I mean? It's like 10 pages long for everything that's included. So it wasn't inexpensive, but I got it on sale for 70% off. Onward and upward. So the whole point is you fold the paper like you were making a fan, backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards. And then you bend the pages the opposite way and you glue them to the points. So now that we know the basics, and that made absolutely no sense probably saying it out loud, I'm going to cheat because I do not want to measure every single one of these. And my pages are a little different size. They're a little bit smaller. So I made my spine a little bit smaller. Now, I also accidentally did it with white paper, but we'll see how it goes. Normally, you don't really see it, but it depends on how good you are at gluing. Mine is pretty good. So anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to mark lines across here. Oh, you want to make it as tall as your book and maybe just a hair shorter. I would go just a hair shorter. And then, so these are these are 6.5 tall. And so I made my paper 6 7/16. Okay, just a little bit less. All right, now this spine for this particular little book, she made the marks not 1 inch apart, which personally I would have done an even number 1 inch apart, but you want an odd number first of all, and you're going to divide it into equal sections. So this little kit came with, now remember that each one of these is 2 pages, so I think it should be 5. 1, 2, 3. Where am I missing? I'm missing some. Okay, it makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages. Okay, I didn't reprint the whole kit, that's why. So there's 9 sections, okay, for 5 pages. So you do 1 less than double. Ta-da! And I'm going to cheat. I'm not going to measure because I don't want to measure. And I'm just going to make a little mark where hers were. Because I find it easier to, now this is just 64-pound paper. It's not typing paper, but it's not 110 either. You know what I mean? I find it easier to get it more even if I use a scoreboard. Look out, Mr. Pen. Okay. Should I do the score noise? No, I guess I won't. I really wanna though. But see, this would be much easier if these were on the inch. I mean, in my mind. You have to kind of move the paper a little bit. You want each of your lines to line up with one of these grooves. I don't know why I said it like that. Grooves. It was groovy. Is that like bad joke number 3? Something like that. I was going to do this ahead of time, but I wanted to make sure you guys knew what I meant, so I didn't. I guess that's why they would call it a tutorial. And just so you know, yes, you're going to end up with one without a point. You'll see what I mean by point. You're going to make just like a fan. All right, so you're going to go forwards. You can flip it over and go backwards. And you're going to go forwards and backwards. This should be even, but it's not. My paper must have been just a little bit different size. This keeps going off more and more. I'm going to have to make a new one, and I'll do mine on the inch. Yeah, these first two, well, they go in between the pages. Guess I gave away the surprise, huh? Okay, so now you have an accordion with one extra. So what you're going to do is for every peak, you're going to glue those two together. Okay? So we're going to do, I'm going to do one. So for every peak, oh, you know what I just realized? Using the glue, I forgot to order glue. Don't laugh. As you can see, my glue is giving me a little bit of trouble. Okay, so you glue them together. Okay. For every peak, I guess I'll go ahead and do them all. I was going to put you on pause while I did the rest, but it does kind of look weird, so I'm going to go ahead and do them all. Now, if you're not using this kit for the Christmas book, that's fine. I'm not going to this time. And it looks kind of weird. It looks like, well, how will those pages ever come together? And now I'm wondering, because these aren't... Yeah, they are. They're the same thickness of paper. The weight, same weight of paper. Yeah. It did this to me too, and I was looking at it like, how in the world is that ever going to work? And so you're going to end up with this crazy like star shape. Okay, we got one more. One more and then the excitement is over. Okay. So this is what it looks like. Okay, if you look at it flat, it looks like that. Okay, so what you do to put the book together is backwards. Okay, first you want to decide, well, let me do it this way. It'll be easier to explain. Instead of folding your pages like this, like you would in a regular journal, you're going to fold them the opposite way. You can call your book opposites. Make sure you get them straight. This is the person with the worst folding ability in the world. Okay, and I'm going to show you this first one. Make sure you have them in the order you want. You see, now you have the cover. Even though the seam's on the outside, the fold is on the outside, you have the cover, and then you have page 1. You're going to glue this. If in the Christmas book, you'll notice there's a pocket in the top of each page. So that means you would glue it by gluing the bottom and the side, but not the top. So you would take your paper, it's a little awkward on the first one, and I would put the glue on the spine in this particular case for the first one. All right, now you're going to want to glue this side to the front and this side, make like a sandwich to there. All right, and that'll make your cover and your first page. And it's okay that it's only one thick. So you're going to want to glue this side. This will make your front cover. Yeah. I just wanted to make sure I was telling you right, because when you flip it over backwards, it makes it a little odd. So these little papers get a lot of glue. You're going to stand it up and lay it down on here with the fold even with the edge. Now, I forgot to do it, but on this first one, you may want to miter the edges a little bit. But I did such a good cutting job, she says confidently. So now you have this. Okay? Can you see that? Now you have this. The front page, the cover, is glued to the bottom, basically, of this paper. And now we're going to glue this to this. And you are going to see it just a little bit. Kind of wish I'd have done it in a different color. That's all right. This is practice number 1 of not the kit. So, all right. But we're only going to glue this side and the bottom side so that we have a top loading pocket. Okay. So you can just glue on the paper, on the spine. Just up and down. I made a mistake right there. And then across the bottom. Okay. So you're going to glue along the spine here and across the bottom. And you're just going to glue it like this. And now your page is glued to the spine. The bottom, the bottom is glued shut. And you have a top loading pocket. And the rest of this is just rinse and repeat. The only difference is this is the folded thickness and this was only 1. Okay, and now I accidentally put a little bit of glue right here, so this particular pocket is not going to be quite as wide. That's all. So now I'm going to fold them back to back. Opposite of what you would for a journal. Well, in most cases. Oh, for crepe's sakes. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing again. You're going to glue this edge and the bottom. And this one, it's easier. No wonder my glue doesn't like me. It's going to be easier to glue along here and across the bottom, just because it's a little more awkward getting it in there. Okay, you want to line this edge up with the bottom. You want it right up against there, but you don't want to make it so it can't fold. So you want to glue that right up. Can you see? Right up against there. Lay it down. And then fold it over so the glue at the bottom sticks. So now it's glued all up and down. Except I forgot to glue the other side. I glued the back side and not the front side. I'm like, now it's glued all the way up and down. Now, another mistake I just made was not to glue the whole thing to the page. You want to glue all the way over to here, because otherwise, when you slide things in and out, they're going to hit that piece. Now, this is totally not going to be perfect because between talking and doing, I'm making mine crooked. There we go. I may have rescued it. I believe I did. Okay. Now this time, all I'm going to do is glue along the line and across the bottom, because my glue across the bottom dried. So on this side that goes to the front side of the page, you glue the whole thing down so that you don't have any way to get up under there. Then you glue the whole thing across the bottom. And then you glue this one just along the edge. I mean, depending on how wide you want the pocket, of course. If you only want the pocket as wide as that very center, then you can do that. So now we have the cover. We have page 1. Yes, see, you're going to see this. I can ink it. Page 2 and page 3. And you'll see how as I put the pages on, it pulls it together so it's not all fanned out. Haha, I made it funny. Okay, so then you just keep going. When you glue this side, you glue the whole thing, which is the front page of your pair of pages, the first one. Got that glue going now. Whew. You can get a little goofy off of that Fabri-Tac. Woohoo! Smells like nail polish remover. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but if your Fabri-Tac gets, or Fabri-Fix, either one, this is Fabri-Fix, I apologize, starts getting too thick, you can put a little bit of acetone in there. 100% acetone. Okay, so now we're just going to glue across the bottom. and up just that edge. Make sure we seal it across the bottom. So now every one of these is a page, and you can go back and bone folder them. And you see, the more pages we get on there, the better it gets. And because my folds weren't all even, then the spine isn't completely even across here. You see that one sticks out more than these. I'll have to live with it. Okay. Now I didn't cut the lace to cover it. I just mainly wanted to show you how to put the pages on the spine. So on this side, we glue all of it. I'm getting a little crazy now. Make sure you can see. So just lay it down on top of the other page, get it right up against the edge and get it straight, and then just fold this right down on it. I guess that's the easiest way to describe it. And then glue across the bottom. I know I'm repeating myself, but I'm just want to make sure. Glue across the bottom the whole way to the fold, and then just glue down right up against the fold all the way down this side, and that gives you your pocket. Now you can distress the pages, the edges of the pages, before or after. I kind of like to do it after. It's a little bit quicker for me to go ahead and have them together. A little crooked here. And if this happens to you, it usually means that your fold, when you folded the page in half, is crooked. So glue it straight and then redo the fold. Hold it down and then just redo your fold. Now mine aren't going to be exactly even because I had the trouble with this the spine being a little bit off. Now this is going to be your last page and your back cover, this last one. Now you can see by the way the spine looks why you have to put the lace over it. Now remember, these will be even. Mine is not even because somehow my measurement was off, either when I cut the paper or when I marked the lines, you know what I mean, and scored it. So I am not ashamed to say that I make mistakes. So now this is going to be my back cover. That's my phone. Pinterest loves me today. I kind of wish this would have been my back cover, but the way the pages fold, there was nothing I could do about it. However, this kit comes with 3 different size journals, and it comes with 100 pages, and then 100 pages of ink saver versions, which means it doesn't have as much stuff on each page. Like the background may not be there, but just the note things and the graph paper part. And then there's templates to make a little box to store your journals in, and just all kinds of goodies. So they'll probably have another 70% off sale, right? Maybe right before Christmas. They had one over Thanksgiving weekend, which I did tell you guys about in the Facebook group. I'm just saying. Now there's no PDF that goes with this one. I'm winging this one. And so I didn't write down a step by step. I'm just going to lay it there. That might have been where I made the mistake on the other page. I may have not laid it down straight, and then that's why when I went to fold it, it was off. It was off. I don't think you're supposed to use your hand warmer to drag it across the table either, but that's just my personal opinion. Okay, now we're almost done. All we have to do is glue the bottom and glue up this outside side. And then you have the basic booklet. You can decorate it. You can add pockets. You know what I mean. You can, but you can't get too crazy because it's already kind of thick. Don't give out on me now, glue. Okay, so now we had our last fold. Please disregard how bad my spine came out. I just wanted to show you how to do it. And I didn't do one that wasn't that little Christmas book ahead of time. But when these pages have just that brown line for the fold, it's a little difficult sometimes to decide where the middle of a brown line is. And so then all you would do, now you have your booklet. Oops. You have your booklet. Ta-da. And you'll notice it stays fairly shut. You can go across it, with your bone folder. Gently persuade your pages to do what you want. See? So even though it opened out like a big fan, and it'll still do that if you hold it like this. But when you lay it down, it lays down fairly flat. However, like I said, if you put too much stuff in here, then, and go ahead and make sure none of your glue kind of oozed out and stuck your pages together. But now see, I have this page and this page. Then I have this page and a writing page. Then I have another writing page and another kind of decorative page, which still has room to write on. And then I have this other page that has room to write, and that has a little decorative thing. And then the back cover, now, like in The Wizard of Oz, please ignore the white behind the curtain. I'm going to ink it. And then up along the side here, and then in the top of each one of your pages, you have a top loading pocket. Once you put the lace on it, you just glue. I glued the seam. I glued the heck out of my seam or my spine, and then I just laid the cloth down and I just kind of beat the heck out of it to glue it on. And then I put a little bead of glue up the front and up the back, to lay the cloth over a little bit. That's all there is to that. And then you're done. You can put a little tie around it if you want. If you put this under an encyclopedia overnight, I think you would have a very flat little accordion spine booklet. So I hope this helped. I hope this explained at least the basics of how it works. I know it's a little hard to see what I'm doing with this type of project, and I apologize for that, but hopefully the explanation as I was doing it will make it easy for you to figure it out. And so that's that. You have your little booklet. And I will see you in the next video. And that will be just a second for you and a day for me. Bye-bye.